Hello, it's Reverend Myozan Kodo here from Zen Buddhism Ireland, and in this final introductory film to how to sit Zen, I just want to make some final remarks for a few short minutes. We've been looking at the foundations of practice in terms of the body, the breath, and the mind. I just want to talk a little bit about intention, the intention we bring to our practice. We come to practice for all sorts of reasons, usually due to our pain, our suffering, or our encounter with the dukkha, which is the unsatisfactoriness, the suffering of life and existence that we encounter. We come because we're not satisfied. We come to practice. We come because we're depressed, because we're anxious, because we feel something is not quite right. These gifts that bring us to practice Zen are what often bring us to first sit down and try to meditate. So, in a way, as I said, they're gifts, they're valuable gifts to bring into our practice. When we sit down, we then leave them. We come totally empty-handed to Zen meditation. We come with nothing, and we come with no expectations. We come with no fantasies that we will have some great enlightenment or we will become some kind of great wise being. All expectation is set aside. All struggling, searching, grasping, all this is set aside when we sit down in zazen. This is a very important point. Because if we have expectation, if we want something out of zazen, it becomes another toy, another vehicle to get something we want, to fulfill our desires. But zazen is flipping that all totally over. It is a radical practice. It is a practice of liberation. So it is not a self-help practice. So we shouldn't really try to make it that. It is not a practice to deal with our own difficult psychological sufferings and stresses, although it happens to help with those things. That is not the point of practice. Master Dogen, who was the founder of Soto Zen in Japan in the 13th century, Master Dogen says, in Zen we study the self, and then ultimately we forget the self. So by sitting, we get to know ourselves, we get to know our own minds, but ultimately we move beyond that. We move into freedom and into liberation. Another great teacher in the Zen tradition, Kodo 20th century teacher, said that zazen is useless. When asked what is the use of zazen, he famously replied that zazen is useless. Now this can be easily misunderstood, but what is important to understand from Kodo Suwaki's teaching is that we shouldn't be looking for more fulfillment of our own wishes and desires in zazen. We should free ourselves. We should let all that searching and struggling go. Because if our zazen, if our Zen meditation, if our sitting on the cushion becomes just another chasing after dreams and desires, then what is the point of sitting? So sitting is about letting go, opening up and releasing all that, stopping the struggle. When we sit, we stop, and we stop the struggle. We stop the searching. Here and now. This is where the truth is encountered. And here and now is where our liberation is at hand. It was there all along. So the intention and the way we practice is very, very important. In a way, there's a little twist, a little ironic or trick to this zazen, and that is, if you stop searching, then it will start to transform, I suppose, in some ways. How to practice? Practice every day. Every single day of your life. Practice for 15 minutes every day. Practice for 20. After months, after years, maybe for you, depends. Depends on you. You may want to sit more. You may want to sit 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. A standard sitting in most Zen centers is about half an hour. 30 minutes, then walking meditation, kinin. I'll introduce kinin at another time. Walking meditation. And then another 30 minutes of seated zazen. So 30 minutes sitting, 10 minutes walking meditation, 30 minutes zazen. As your practice establishes itself, you will naturally wish to sit more. Some centers, some retreat centers sit for 45, 50 minutes, but more than that, and it might be a bit hard on your body. So, 20, 30, 40 minutes is good. But to begin, 15 minutes every day until you establish the practice. When to sit? When you can. By establishing a routine, by sitting every morning before you have your breakfast, or every evening before you go to bed, or both, by establishing a routine, you're more likely to practice. It's like washing your teeth. It's like making your breakfast. It becomes something you do every day. And in your home, if you place a cushion in a corner with a candle or some incense or a statue of Buddha, some flowers, if you create a little altar or space or corner of peace, it's a visual reminder for you every day to practice. So that's a good idea as well. So rather than just practicing once a week in a Zen center or with us when you come to sit with us at our weekly practice, or just on retreat, it's most important to sit every day. Try and ensure you have enough rest, that you're not too sleepy when you wish to sit, that you're not too caffeinated, you haven't had too many espressos. And please read the Fugan Zazengi by Master Dogen, the founder of the Soto school in Japan, who brought these teachings from China. Read his universal recommendations for Zazen for everybody, the Fugan Zazengi, which I'll post on the Zen Buddhism Ireland forum. These are Master Dogen's instructions on how to sit Zazen. Much more important to read than to listen to me talking in these films. So the Fugan Zazengi, please read that. Please study it. Please let it enter your marrow, your bones, your blood. Breathe it in. Read it and read it again. Always return to Master Dogen's words in the Fugan Zazengi. So, thank you for your practice. Thank you for your attention. Have a wonderful practice. Have a wonderful life. And have a wonderful life of practice. See you in the Zendo. Thank you.